Ethical and Legal Considerations for Nursing Informatics, presented by Sandra Majetic, Nursing Informatics, Fall Semester 2016. Hi everyone, we've learned a great deal about nursing informatics and all the new technology that's out there to be utilized. But we need to look at the ethical and legal considerations for these things. Ethics are beliefs about what's wrong or right, and we all have our own ethical beliefs. Professionals have a code of ethics, and according to Sewall, in her book, Informatics in Nursing, Opportunities and Challenges, she states that a code of ethics is made up of statements of the professional's values and beliefs, which are made based on their ethical principles. Nursing has a code of ethics, just like any other profession, and it's made by a group of nurses from the American Nurses Association. And it's basically like bylaws that tell us what is the right thing to do. Nurses should be following their code of ethics at all times at work. But did you know we also should be following them daily in the community? Legal equals laws. And laws are made usually at different levels of government, from your county government all the way up to the United States Supreme Court or your Senate or Congress. But sometimes laws come over. Now, mostly laws are enforced by law enforcement in the judicial system. But there are laws that cross over into healthcare. And one would be the HIPAA law. The HIPAA law basically was made to ensure that patients' financial and medical information was kept secure and confidential. Pretty cool thing. So, with all this new technology on the horizon, let's look at some of the ethical and legal considerations. With the EHR and EMR, there's always a chance of a breach or somebody stealing information about the patient. If we don't make sure our passwords are strong by using upper and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols and jumbling them, a hacker can get in. There's also not logging off or not having the screen out of the view of the public. All of these are HIPAA violations because anybody can get information about that patient. Another issue is if you give your login and password to a coworker who's not assigned to your patient assignment and they get in and they look up information. That's ethical along with a HIPAA. Let's look at telehealth and telenursing. Although it's great and patients are receiving care that they probably wouldn't have received years ago, there's a lot of controversy about what laws and legalities are there because most of this is happening across state or in different states. So does the nurse have to be licensed in both states? And what laws does the nurse have to follow? The laws of her state or the laws of the state that the patient's in? A lot of good questions there. And there's also questions about could the information be breached during this telecommunication that's going on? Another good consideration that we need to look at. Physician goggles. Yeah, they're going to be great, but shouldn't be any issues with HIPAA violations. But what if you can walk behind and see the information behind a doctor? That's a problem. And until we're 100% sure, that should be considered. Microchips are another thing. Microchips implanted under a patient's skin to find their location can be actually an ethical violation. So it's something we need to consider because patients have a Bill of Rights. And one of the Bill of Rights is they have a right to privacy. So if we put a locator in them and we know where they're at all times, is that an invasion of their privacy? Also, people who have implanted chips about their information, can somebody get that information without scanning them up close? Like if they're walking down the street and have a breach in their information. All of these are very valid things that we need to think about. And without our code of ethics to know what's right and wrong and legal considerations, we are putting our patients at risk. So we really need to look at both of those. Is it ethical? Is it legal? And what could happen? Until we're sure that it's okay to do it, it's the right thing to do, and that there's no legal infringements, we really shouldn't do it. That way we know our patient's information is being kept safe, just like the HIPAA law asks. Thank you, everybody.